Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of TAF After Hours. As you can tell, we're all very tired, and it's wonderful. But by the way, happy Valentine's Day!
Yay!
Oh my God! And there's
Just
all
had
the
it
rest of the energy.
right. It's gone now. After I did that, Joe, it's completely gone.
Yeah,
So it's Friday. It's Valentine's Day, and you and I are sitting together, and our wives are thinking,
yeah,
"Why are we doing this?" But we do this because we
right.
enjoy the after hours.
Absolutely. Though what I don't enjoy, and I have an official announcement to make. Um, Instagram, you have been great. You've been wonderful, but I can't seem to stream to you ever at all. It's frozen again. So for those who love us on Instagram, I do apologize, but I think we're just gonna have to part ways with streaming to Instagram. Uh,
Is
it's
it?
been real.
I got to ask you: is it becoming like the McDonald's ice cream machine where it doesn't work
It
most
it
times?
kind of
Yeah.
is, and it decides when it wants to work and when it doesn't want to work. Mostly lately, it just doesn't. So, but unlike McDonald's, I'm actually going to fix it. So
You just clean it or whatever you got to do to it, right? Right.
right, exactly.
Right. Very nice. Very nice. Well, we got some interesting things in the show for tonight, and we TAF Hours is great because we talk about technology and things that we normally wouldn't be able to in other shows. And there's been a lot going on in the news, and we're not talking about politics, but we are talking about things that do affect us in our everyday lives when it comes down to technology. Joe, you had shared a couple of articles with me, and I'm not sure which one we're going to talk about first, but can we start off with that food delivering autonomous thing? Because
I think it sets the tone.
I think it
Kind of
does.
does.
It really
Yeah.
does.
All right. Well, so swear, guys. This is after hours. It's like I expect family, attend here, but there are swearing, disclaimers. I'll put up. Never. Actually, let's just show it.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Get back on the curb. What is wrong with you? Tessa, you are a real fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Look at it. Look at it. He's all over the place trying to get the fuck out of here. Look at it. He's trying to get the fuck out of here. Look at it. Oh, 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 oh. It didn't even stop for the alley. It didn't even stop for the alley. Oh my God, Tessa, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. There you go. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I hope you get hit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ticket for you. Ticket for you. Hit it. Go through, hit it. Look at it. Red light. Look, it's still not even on the curb.
Now, that was in New York, right?
The New York, yeah. And it's a
What were they delivering?
food delivery robot. Just who knows? Who knows? And the thing is there's been a lot. I'm sorry. This is L.A. I'm sorry. So maybe it's Los Angeles. But I know in Los Angeles and in New York they have these robots. And they've been like just I don't know what companies are doing it, but what I can tell you is that very soon New Jersey is going to be added to this wonderful list of.
So actually, here's one of the
that.
companies that's called Starship, and their top level domain is actually .xyz. So essentially, they're one of the leading worlds in autonomous delivery. Which, look, I got to be honest with you, if you can move to bigger cities where you're able to deliver this stuff, why not? But can you imagine trying to use that in Texas or at least here in Houston? It just wouldn't work out.
Oh, it'd be a nightmare. Yeah, because also you'd have to go so far, right? They would have to go so far. But now this is what people are looking forward to. Now they're getting the technology apparently in Jersey City. Uber Eats.
Listen, without naming anybody, I still have a problem with people, accepting an invitation to a platform. okay, and you want them to adopt this autonomous food delivery option, I just
Right.
want them to accept the invitation for a workflow process. So
That's true. That's true.
you need to
I
digest that
imagine
for a
that's as difficult as anything else.
second. Right.
Well, this is the
Right.
Starship you were showing me. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty bulky too. It's got 6 wheels and looks pretty apparently you can run over sheep with it from what I can see.
What? Great.
It shows sheep and whatever else. So now this is what we're definitely looking forward to. There was another video where it shows some guy, he was traveling and he was trying to get to his get to the airport, and apparently the autonomous vehicle was going around circles. It wasn't a Tesla, but it was some other vehicle, but it was going around circles. So he's calling for
Oh.
support. He was calling for support. He's like, "Hey, I'm in the back of this vehicle and it's going around circles and I'm getting dizzy. I got to get to my flight and I can't get anywhere." You didn't see that?
That is wild. No, I heard about somebody. I didn't know it was the airport, but I heard that. I heard about that. Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's absolutely
Dude,
wild.
it's nuts.
What are
I
people
mean,
thinking?
these are I mean, it's just blows my mind, man. It really does. So what else we got going on? So we know that, yeah, I mean, we got a couple of things going on with Tesla. I know that he said Tesla's got a Cybertruck that crashes and raised alarm bells about Tesla's self-driving software. You know what most people don't understand is this is not just, well, if you want to share the article, and I'll give you my 2 insights with it.
Absolutely. Here you go. Raises alarm bells, as you can see. Yes. Self-driving. So I'll just quickly read on it. It says, a crash involving a Tesla Cybertruck in self-driving mode this week has sparked worries. Especially since this is days after CEO Elon Musk said he would roll out a paid robotaxi service this year. Basically, the pickup, the latest model in Tesla's lineup, failed to merge out of a lane that was ending, hit the curb, and crash into a pole in Nevada's Reno City, while on its full self-driving feature, which still requires a human in control behind the wheel. Well, I wouldn't say it's in control, because I've literally witnessed people eating burgers, and you just had to have a hand on the wheel, right? So I've even seen like accessory attachments of like fake hands. Is that still a thing?
Jeez.
Can people still do that?
I do want to talk a little more about this because I know that people think that the only vehicles that are smart vehicles are actually these Tesla units. But what most people don't realize is cars, when we talk about cars, they have these micro controllers inside of them. They're called ECUs, or what they're known as electronic control units. I don't know if you can find an image actually, Joe, of ECUs in a car, but there's a map, and essentially what it does is shows. Actually, here I can give you this, which will kind of help out with what I'm talking about. So here's one. So what most people don't realize is there are between 80 to 150 different ECUs in automotive vehicles. And each ECU is doing something. It's controlling the lights, it's controlling the brakes, it's controlling the engine control unit, your transmission control unit, your electrical stability control, and so forth. And whenever these cars are being built and they have these ECUs, there's close to over 200 million lines of code, depending on the complexity of the car, depending on what the car has. These cars all have all this code. And well, guess what? Code has to change, right? And what most people don't realize is when these cars are pushed out, well, they all have bugs, and they all get these updates, and these updates are coming through what we call over the air, or OTA, over the air transmission. BMW does it. Of course, Tesla does it. Mercedes does it. A lot of your higher end cars do that. And whenever a new update comes out because they find a vulnerability or it's an issue with your gas mileage, they push these updates. And for those of you saying, well, my car doesn't do OT, so what do they do with my car? Well, they send you a letter, or whenever you go to get an oil change, they push out the updates directly to the car whenever the car is actually with them. So if you don't have OTA, then they actually do that. The reason why I bring this up is lines of code and electronic components, or electronic control units in this case, are not new to vehicles. You're probably thinking, well, Well, Sean, so since when have you started getting in deeper into automotive cars? The answer is whenever about 20, Joe, in about 2018, 2017, I had the ability, I had the opportunity to go to San Francisco for the cybersecurity automotive control uh, place. It was a conference for cybersecurity and automotive, and I had an opportunity to meet a lot of the vendors, Mercedes, Buick, BMW, that were there. They created a consortium of all these subject matter experts that were there specifically for cybersecurity issues with cars. And they were giving presentations on the complexity and the challenges they have with all these different cars. And one of the biggest issues they have was standards. We talk about ISO standards, or we talk about having standards within within the automaker with these cars. It's really fat. It's really interesting. So they were talking about all of the different complexities and challenges that there were. What I found interesting was he goes, when these cars are being pushed out, because they build new models every year because they gotta meet that sales quota. They come out with bugs. Most people don't understand that these cars that are coming out, they have bugs. So when you get your new Honda or you get your new Lexus or whatever, I know you're in the front of your car and you're like, oh, this is great and everything else. But more than likely, there are bugs within that car. And throughout the months, they are pushing out updates to those cars. So, I know people are freaking about Tesla and everything else, but all the other manufacturers are still dealing with the same issues. So I think it's very important for people to understand that. So whenever whenever it's Valentine's Day, and so you know that song where it's what's Carrie Underwood and the baseball bat. I think it's Louisville Slugger to the headlight. You know that song?
Yeah, I
So
think so.
whenever your girlfriend during Valentine's Day gets mad at you, and she slams the headlight of your car and it breaks, and then you go to get a brand new and you wonder why it costs $250 for the front headlamp, understand that in like Mercedes, there's probably over 50 to 60 ECUs just in that one lamp. And people don't realize why they cost them. Oh, it's just a light. No, it's not just a light. It does a lot more than that. So I thought I'd give that.
Well, I think as long as the bat is being hit towards a Cybertruck, it is at least allowable.
No,
because, and also this title is hilarious. See, because self-driving crash, it's just enjoyable to me to know, because it is a dumpster on wheels. I mean, come on. I mean, I know what everything you just said is very valuable and
toaster,
fantastic.
It's a refrigerator.
It's everything that you don't want. And look, I'm not even a truck guy. So and those guys have way more to say about this than I do.
So the one video that you should watch is there's a guy by the name of Whistling Diesel. He's on YouTube, and you're probably familiar with him, but you should look up his quality assessment with the Cybertruck, and he does a comparison between the Cybertruck and I think it was a Dodge Ram or a Ford, but man, he tore that vehicle up. You should watch it. It's hilarious. But but no, I just wanted to make sure that people out there understand that all of these cars, and here's the funny part. No one really talks about, whenever the car is like we talk about software, it becomes like Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 10 becomes end of life. There's no longer support. What about cars? So if you have all these ECUs that keep getting software updates, and you have this car for like 15 years, and there are no updates for this car because they find vulnerabilities, right? What's going to happen then? Mm-hmm. So what happens to your Tesla that's 15, assuming your battery is still working, Joe? Okay, we'll just leave it at that. But what happens then? What happens whenever grandma hands off her Tesla to her grandson, right? Because this was going to happen. They hand me down, right? You just got your license. Yeah. Here's your first car. Remember, my first car was a Volvo. It was a Volvo before I got anything else, but it was a Volvo and it was rusted and everything else. Here's your first car. Go fuck it up, right? Sorry. It was, get the idea. but can you imagine giving some teenager a Tesla that's like 10, 15 years old? it's mind-boggling, isn't it?
No. And that's the thing, like with that in mind, I'll put it to you this way. A drivetrain on a car, something like that, pre all this EV stuff, right? All the batteries.
Yeah.
And you can get about 300,000 miles off it on average, right? And especially if it's like an efficient car, like a Corolla or something, something like that, right? You just something that's meant to be punished, And now the actual Tesla batteries themselves, if I remember correctly, they're rated to between 300,000 to 500,000 miles. Now, my question is, obviously, I've had plenty of people tell me a lithium battery will last for a very long time, and they don't nearly last that long. So I know this is a very large, high capacity, complicated lithium battery or whatever. But I'd imagine that there's a lot of varying when it comes to this. And more importantly, I have never been able to sell Sean something that doesn't have a replaceable battery in it to anyone. The value is 100% gone. Whereas with a radio that has the ability to swap out batteries and whatever like that, I was able to sell that because all it took was, well, I don't know, swapping out the battery that was modular, right? And I guess that's the biggest point I want to make is you can have the fanciest EV in the world, and it may not even cost you that much, but when its end of life arrives, it is dead. It is not coming back. I mean, with a drivetrain, you can at least go in, replace the drivetrain in just that thing, and you might actually fix all the problems that you have with that vehicle at that time. I'll leave it there.
I was just reading online when you were talking about this, but the industry expectation for an EV battery is between 100 to 200,000 miles or 15 to 20 years. I don't know about the 15, 20 years thing. I mean, we live in Houston, so I mean, you and I, we drive quite a bit.
Yeah.
And when I say a lot, quite. Yeah, and that's the thing. And it says one of the major factors is actually extreme climates. So once again, if it's in the extreme cold, that's an issue. If it's in extreme heat, that's another issue. But this is going to be interesting in about 10 years. What people are going to be doing with these cars. Well, what's going to happen? They're going to replace the batteries with actual gas powered engines again. You've seen some people.
I'm sure
they're already doing that.
Sure, it doesn't surprise me. I think we'll see a resurgence of that. I hope that we actually see some of the biofuel options that have been there for decades, actually, but because it wasn't, widely adopted, they just haven't really seen the light of day, right? I actually remember when my father was working on a fuel cell project for Toshiba. It was very interesting conversations we had about that. He also told me that he hopes to never see those things in cars, which is funny because I've actually seen cars with them in them now. But because you can just imagine a wreck happening. See, the problem is back then they were very unstable. They still are, but they've got it mostly worked out. Just imagine, like, I don't know if you ever played Fallout 3, but like if you ever blew up one of the cars had like nuclear engines in them. Just imagine like a miniature version of that. Every time there's a car wreck.
So I didn't play Fallout 3, but now that you mention explosions and nuclear cars, it makes me want to go play now. It's kind of funny you mentioned that this, this goes back to whenever Counter-Strike, for those of you that remember this, but when Counter-Strike was actually Half-Life beta, it was a mod, Half-Life mod, not beta. It was a mod before it was a beta at that time. Friend of mine's like, hey man, you should play. So he goes, yeah, it's another first-person shooting game. He says, I go, so okay, so what? What's so cool about it? He goes, dude, there's a room where you can shoot poop. I'm like, okay, I'm down. I want to play. There's a toilet in there. I'm gonna go play it. Yes, okay. So,
oh my god, perfect, absolutely good. No, I think that really sets us up nicely for the next thing, the room of poop, especially, which is the um, post grad degree for AI and quantum computing. The first master's degree specifically about artificial intelligence.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned this. I do have a lot of feelings towards this, but okay. So you got your first graduate program in this field, and what school is this?
Alliance Manchester Business School, I think is what it says.
You said it right there, business school. So this is more in the area of implementation, right? Implementation of adoption of technology in business. I guarantee you, this is not new technology. Okay, introducing new technologies such as AI, blockchain, new software applications can go anywhere. Let's see. What does it
Right
do?
there.
What is it doing? 1 year master's program. Okay, there you go. Scroll down right there. Foundational knowledge for our students. So you're getting a graduate program in foundational knowledge.
That doesn't sound like it should be called a master's program at all.
So for those of you that don't know, Joe and I both worked in higher education. I was in there for 15 years in a faculty role as well as in a leadership role. And I will tell you, this is not new. This is pretty common. They're just jumping on, blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. So I can already see it. Case studies. Okay, the case studies. Bob works for XYZ company and they implemented whatever AI. They increased profitability by 20%.
Hold up. Let me give you I'm just reading this right here. The MSc will equip students for roles such as technology strategists, digital consultants, and transformation managers. What are these words and what do they mean?
It's the same crap that was used whenever I got my master's in computer information systems. How many years ago was that? 15 years ago.
Oh.
15 years ago, Joe. Wow.
Whoa, hold up. John, they'll learn project management and negotiation skills, how to organize change in a digital era, and crucially, an element of futurology. They'll need to tell company boards which technologies will be vital in 5 to 10 years' time, whether that's quantum computing or the latest advancements in AI. Wow. It's always interesting to me, Sean, how colleges especially try to make it seem like they're on just the forefront of technological advancements. And usually it's far from it.
Blows my mind, man.
And this guy, he looks like he looks like a transformation manager. Look at him. He's transforming things, man.
So for those of you that are out there that are looking to go get a degree in an advanced degree or just a degree in information technology, pick one and then focus on professional development and you'll be just fine. I guarantee you. But if you're targeting a specific degree plan because it has cybersecurity in it or it has artificial intelligence in it, start looking at the course curriculum and look at the credentials behind it, and more than anything else, look at the faculty and the labs that you're learning. Cannot tell you how important that is. Faculty and labs. So your faculty is been there since the 1930s.
Wow.
Yeah, 1930s.
Yeah. 1930s. Some of the faculty I've met in other schools have absolutely been there since the 1940s, something like that. I do believe that when I was learning at my school, my alma mater was HBU, but you'll know it's called a different name now. But either way, I remember I went there specifically because I wanted to do video editing, and I wanted to learn that. And I thought, well, what better way than through the forefront of technological advancement, the college, right? As they love to tell me. And when I got there, I was told very promptly by the people that I finally got in front of who were doing the video stuff that they had no clue how to do nonlinear editing, aka editing with computers. They did, however, have some great reel-to-reel video decks in the back that I could learn from and learn how to edit tape to tape. So these guys were old heads from the news channels, I could tell one was definitely an anchor. The other was more of a, I guess you could say, a producer. So neither of them actually did the grunt work on the level that I was looking. So that's the college experience right there. Of course, we got to understand, guys, that was, I think, 2004, 2005. It was a while ago, but video editing had been around for a while, and nonlinear editing had been around for a while too. I mean, I think Adobe Premiere Pro was Adobe Premiere 7, actually. So 7 years. They had never done it before. So, yeah.
Well, you're here now because of that great education, Joe. You were here now. Look at you shine. If it wasn't because of your alma mater, you wouldn't be here. You just remember that.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. That's right. You just remember every time you look at your degree, you just think, see, it's all because of that. Forget anything else.
Right. And if 100%. Now I will tell you that if some I don't 100% believe that. If I did, you would probably have a bridge to be able to sell me. Anyway.
Oh man.
No, but it's good. It's good. I think it's worthwhile to see everything that you have available to you. So absolutely, everybody should still explore the things that, But just know this, guys. It's not just college. You don't have to just go to college. They're not going to teach you everything you need to know. You need to go and do more.
My favorite one is I was in a car with someone. I won't mention who they are, but I'll just say that they looked at me. I said, "Well, have you ever thought about going to college? Get some foundational skills over." He turned around and looked at me. He goes, "Sean, I go to YouTube University." I mean, he was straight at me, looked at me and said, and I said, "That's great. It's wonderful." So,
right.
YouTube University it is.
The
Whatever
University
works.
of YouTube.
That's right. University.
Well, I think that you can honestly say that would probably be not at the top of the list when it comes to applicable skills outside of being able to say, guys, hit like and subscribe, which, by the way, actually like and subscribe our stuff, guys. It really helps our channels out and helps us with TAF After Hours and the podcast. It makes us feel warm and gooey inside. Maybe shouldn't have said gooey, but either way, fuzzy, warm and fuzzy, like Sean was fuzzy after our wonderful lunch meeting this afternoon. It's fantastic.
Listen, that was an incredible lunch, and I'll just share this with you that if you're looking for a place to go to Spectators, what was it?
Spectators Bar and Grill. That's it.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, very good. It was very
over there
good.
in Aliana. It's fantastic. Yeah,
very good.
They have a lot of chains in a lot of places out here.
Very good Long Island. I'll just leave that out there as well.
Nice and strong.
I'll tell you one thing. I was in an island after a couple of those.
Fantastic. Imagine being in an island with this guy. Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe he can teach me more about that graduate studies and, what was it called
help you
again?
with that AI.
Digital transformation. Okay. Masters in digital transformation.
Listen, I just want you to know that right there, this These are the roles of the future, guys. Technology strategists, digital consultants. Digital consultants. That's what we do. Okay. All right. And transformation managers. It's such lame.
Transformation, man. I think they've run out of titles, man.
I really do.
Running out of titles, man. Well, the future's changing, man. Future's changing. Everything's changing. You know,
Absolutely.
when your top level domains, before, if you wanted to be reputable, you needed a .com, you needed a .org. Now, .xyz.
.xyz.
.xyz. Yeah. .xyz is a top level domain. Yes. Latest trend is .ai.
Well, that makes sense. It's a buzzword and a half, right?
So I think I think for those of you, with the amount of small businesses that I'm working with, and I get to see their number of domains, I'm starting to think, Joe, that we're actually in the wrong business. Just hear me out here. GoDaddy's got it straight. Every GoDaddy account that I log into for a customer, I kid you not, they have like 50, 60 domains. And they're just sitting there. Think about that. If each one is a minimum of $10 to $12, just think about that.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling. Those of you that are watching this that have that many domains, my question to you is how many of them are actually being used? If they're just sitting there one day, it's a dream that you want to just stop renewing it, delete it.
Well, all I have to say is that that is a real thing right now
I told you I was right.
in the world.
You didn't believe me, did you?
No. I'm just putting it up as a banner so everyone can breathe it in, can accept our new reality. This is where we're at. Well, was there anything else that we had going for us, Sean?
Yes, you can purchase education.online right now for an easy price of $7,999 for today.
Oh, well, geez. And only today, though.
Just today.
Tomorrow it'll be twice that.
Well, no, it was actually $35,000. They cut it from $35,000 to $7,999.
So it really is a deal. All right. It's a steal at $8,000, guys.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you. It's a collector's item, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It sure is.
The last thing I'll say is that I look forward to the massive amounts of self-driving cars that are going to be hopefully not piling our streets. But I want to know, like right now, Sean, do you think that already it is difficult for anybody or for a lot of people to know how to drive a stick shift, right? But with the advent of self-driving cars, I think we're going to start seeing in the future people who can't even pilot a vehicle at all.
As someone that drives stick and has multiple cars that are stick, I love stick. I still enjoy whenever I drive the stick to like Discount Tire. Matter of fact, it happened the other day. So my dad has a 3 Series. It's a stick. It's a BMW 3 Series. It's a 6-cylinder. So he takes a Discount Tire. So he brings the car, puts it over there, and the car's in neutral with the handbrake. This young guy walks in. I was watching the whole situation. My dad goes out, and I was with him. Guy looks at the car. He goes, "Up, can't do that one." And he starts calling his boss to come and move the car inside because he couldn't do it. So, you work for a tire company and you don't know how to operate the standard cars.
I mean, now's your chance to figure it out, man. Come on.
Yeah, well, he would probably end up wrecking the car and hitting all the tires.
It's true. It's true.
Man, funny. No, it is
my
interesting to
tires.
see. The skill sets are changing though. It's the same thing when we talked about calculators. They said don't use, calculators are going to make you dumb. Well, have you looked nowadays?
I mean, I have the same level of skill now as I did back then, but I'm going to use a calculator, right? I mean, that's just how it is.
Right.
It's faster. It's easier. Don't have to think. The thing is like, I actually do remember this recently. I had to do long form division, at one point, and like I want to say maybe half a year ago, without a calculator. And I had to sit there for a second and be like, how do I do this again? I'd forgotten the process that I learned, right? And it came back to me. It's like riding a bike, I guess. But it was kind of like just a minute. I was like, whoa, hold on. How does this go again? Now multiplication, that is, that is definitely like riding a bike. But long form division, don't even get me started about the freaking, I had to do freaking calculus and freaking statistics, ratios, business administration, guys. I had to do an entire slew of classes dedicated to just mathematical crap for statistics and data and all kinds of shit. So it was annoying.
I remember growing up, I was forced to memorize. We were forced to, memorize these equations. It's like point slope.
Yeah.
Y is equal to mx plus b, x2 minus x1 over y2 minus y1. It's like, but now everything's different though. I mean, it's even when we took trigonometry, like you had the circle and then you had the pi, pi over 2 pi, but foundational pieces are so important. And I think in order for us to be able to, look, if you don't know your past, how can you get the future, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's important that we remember everything that came before. At least footnote it.
Well, if you don't, you can always just chat GPT it now.
It's true. It's very true. But it's just like the order of technology and how things developed. It's very useful.
You said order of operations.
I did. I did. But well, as a young child once told me, not too long ago, it's like, bro, do you even game? And I said, silence, child. I was there when the magic was created. Right? Because yes.
God,
and I know the entire history.
Can you imagine? But can you imagine? Like I got ChatGPT open. I just type in order. I typed in, what are the order of operations, and like it gives it to you in all the acronyms and gives you parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and then it gives you the example and it gives you how to find it. And I'm sitting here thinking, what a time it is to be alive, man. What a time it is for these younger generations of how much information is just at their fingertips. Even software. Do you remember when growing up? I mean, if you wanted to really use software, you had to steal a copy. You had to borrow the copy. Then they created academic alliances. There was education software for people to learn how to use it. But man, just it's incredible the amount of information that's out there for people to just do what they need to do. And this goes back to something, say, artificial intelligence are taking jobs. Yeah, but it's also creating a ton of jobs too. Old jobs are going away, new jobs are coming, but you got to get with it.
Listen, I just remember this back in the day. And
dude,
all I can tell you is that this was the jam. Okay. This was the jam that you could go in in 1994 on your crappy little Windows 93, 92. Oh, anyways, your Windows
3.1.
platform. There you go.
Yeah.
And just kind of look up stuff, get information. It was absolutely fascinating. And to this day, that really started me on the path of like, wow, this is really going to be like an amazing thing, this
Now,
online stuff.
I was really stoked whenever Windows 95 came out, and they had, if you remember, Weezer was inside Windows 95. Whenever it popped up, Buddy Holly was one of the songs. They had the cast from Friends doing a training video on Windows 95. They used the Rolling Stones "Start Me Up" for their intro. Do you remember that? It was a different time, man. It was a totally different
really
time
was.
when Windows 95 came out. It was like, it was just, it was different. It was like all the nerds and geeks got together, and it was a powerhouse. Now it's mainstream. Oh, the new iPhone's coming out.
Yeah.
Speaking of iPhone, I heard there's an announcement that there's a new iPhone SE or something's going on. Oh, the new February 19th is the launch of the iPhone SE 4. What is an iPhone SE 4? I don't even keep up with. I'm an Android person like you, so
yeah.
I don't. But apparently there is a new iPhone that's being launched. It's called iPhone SE 4.
What does the SE stand for?
I believe it's the scaled down or the cheaper version or the more affordable version for people. But what does it stand for? I have no clue. I have no clue what it stands for.
Lucky edition. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but the post on X is from Tim Cook. It says, "Get ready to meet the newest member of the family, February 19th." So someone wrote, I don't want to wait. Who's got the leak?
Listen, Apple's naming convention is getting as confusing as Microsoft's, so we're going to have to really step up our game.
Actually, here's what here's a picture of what they posted. Someone posted a picture of an Apple water bottle, built-in display, instant waterification, perfect grasp.
That's about right.
Right.
No, that's about right. In fact, I remember there was another one. What was the Apple? What was this one I saw a while ago? It was like Apple. Yes. Here you go. All right. There we go. So to reiterate what Sean just sent me wonderfully. So, oh wait, hold on. It'd be helpful if I actually did that. Yeah. Here we go. So this is what I was going to show. Okay. All right. What Introducing iDangle. Innovation is staring you in the face. It's like, what the actual
Oh man.
And then the other one that I believe you just sent me was this. Oh, well, hello. We don't believe
they just want a new piece of hardware for it to support their Apple Intelligence. That's what it's all about. Apple Intelligence, Joe. Yes.
Apple Intelligence.
Look, I bet you people would buy that. If Apple released that water bottle, they would buy that crap.
Yeah.
But Apple can, Apple has the ability to do that though. With their marketing, their brand. They have loyalists like you and believe. For sure.
There were entire satirical videos that were made in the past for Apple products. I highly recommend people go find those, look at them. They're great. I think the one I liked was the Apple Pencil. that it was funny is they actually made a stylus at one point, but everybody had made fun of the fact they hadn't made it yet, that they had called it the Apple Pencil, and so what was funny, they actually eventually made a stylus-like pencil, and so everybody was just kind of like, "Oh my god, what?"
Absolutely no
Innovation. That's what
It is.
that
It's
was.
Innovation. It
Yeah.
is. Well, innovation is doing open boxes. So I know we're at that time.
Oh, well, guys, I think that wraps it up for us today. Thanks for joining us. Again, we talked about some great stuff. We talked about our Cybertruck crashing into a pole. It was great. Talked about post-grad degrees for AI and quantum computing, where you too can be a transformation agent. And Uber launching food delivery services using robots, and already finding that the robots are crisscross crashing and causing potential accidents and getting stuck in the middle of the streets and all kinds of stuff. Look forward to that in a world near you where we're just going to have AI, where .ai and .xyz are top level domains. It's like opposite day at the mall. And so at that point, guys, have a fantastic, again, like, subscribe, talk to us, ask questions. Hey, leave a comment down below and let us know how terrible we are at doing this, or even better, ask a question how we can maybe talk to you about anything that you've got issues with, or just let us know something that's kind of interesting, maybe a news story we should talk about, because you know what, there's a lot of fun stuff happening out there. Until then, guys, any other words of wisdom, Sean, you want to leave everybody with?
I do. Please take care of yourselves and each other.
This is your community technology partner signing off.